How many appointments do you receive in your pregnancy from your community midwife? And let me know in the comments below if your midwife offered you any additional appointments at all if this was your second plus pregnancy. And this is a recommended antenatal schedule that is recommended by NICE, by the NHS in general. This has been the pregnancy care schedule for as long as I can remember, where you have 10 appointments in your first pregnancy and then only 7 in your subsequent pregnancy, assuming there are no other complications or anything else where additional appointments are recommended to be able to monitor for things like preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, obstetric cholestasis, any of those. So in a first pregnancy, there are more community midwifery appointments. The reason being, you've never had a baby before, the chance of things like preeclampsia is higher in a first pregnancy. The reason it becomes more frequent as that pregnancy continues is because the risks of developing preeclampsia, of obstetric cholestasis, particularly in the third trimester, increases, which is why your blood pressure and your urine is always checked and you're always asked about signs and symptoms of those varying conditions, and that's why you have more appointments the more your pregnancy continues. So the amount of appointments and screening that is offered is higher in a first pregnancy compared to a subsequent pregnancy. In a second pregnancy, however, particularly if it's been low risk, healthy before, there's been no complications or concerns, there's not a significant medical history where additional screening is recommended, then there are only 7 midwifery appointments that are there nationally across the country for women who have had 2 or more babies. And in relation to second plus pregnancies, unless there is space, there are gaps to be able to fit you in for additional appointments, your midwife might not be able to have any capacity to be able to offer those additional appointments just as a nice to have. In a first pregnancy, you'll be seen 10 times by your midwife. So you'll have a booking appointment around about 8 to 10 weeks on average. You'll then have your ultrasound scan at your hospital that you have booked at around about 11 to 13 weeks. You'll then be seen by your community midwife around 15 to 17 weeks on average. Then you'll be seen by your hospital for your anomaly scan around about 18 to 22 weeks, and that's looking at your baby in more depth and detail. Then you'll be seen at 25 weeks, 28 weeks, 31 weeks, 34, 36, 38, 40, 41 weeks until you have a baby. And any additional consultant or other healthcare professionals who need to be involved in your care will happen in between those appointments too. Now in comparison, in a second plus pregnancy, if everything has been okay in a previous pregnancy, there's no major risk factors. Again, you'll be booked at around about 8 to 10 weeks of pregnancy, have a dating scan offered to you between 11 and 13 weeks at the acute unit that you have booked for. Then you will have a 16-week appointment with your midwife. Then you will have an appointment somewhere between 15 and 17 weeks with your community midwife. Then you'll have your anomaly scan between 18 and 22 weeks. And then you're not seen by a community midwife until 28 weeks unless there's been any other concerns that would warrant a 25-week appointment. The reason 25-week appointments are often offered to first-time mums is to also offer and discuss antenatal education. And then a 34-week appointment then happens, so you've missed out the 31-week. So you have one at 34 weeks, 36 weeks, 38 weeks and 40 weeks at that stage. Again, any consultant appointments or other healthcare professionals that need to be part of your care that are recommended will be in between those appointments. Similarly, women who have had previous obstetric complications like preeclampsia, high blood pressure, for example, in the past, anything along those lines will have additional appointments as well in between.